welcome to another episode of Guitar Chat with attorney Steven Rubin. I'm attorney Steven Rubin, a business nonprofit and tax attorney in Santa Monica, California. And in this episode of Guitar Chat, I want to tell you about someone that I didn't really know very well, and really only probably didn't know me very well. He was my crim law professor in law school at Pepperdine. I knew him as Professor Flynn. I was looking through the Sunday, August 18 of 2019 issue of the LA Times when I came upon his picture in the obituary notices of the newspaper. And it immediately took me back to my first year of law school in 1987, I think it was, approximately. And you had to take criminal law, and as a first-year law student, you took a variety of courses that were required. And my criminal law professor was Paul Flynn, and he was like this young, I thought, upbeat, energetic guy. Seemed to be in a good humor most of the time. Seemed to be smiling most of the time, and I presented the subject matter, I always felt, with a touch of humor, touch of humorous insight. And upon seeing the obituary and seeing his picture, I read his description. His name is the Honorable Paul Galbraith Flynn. He became a judge, and I remembered, you know, it jogged my memory, and I remember thinking back to that first year of law school, and I think I did hear something about that he was leaving the faculty because he was becoming a judge. And I don't think I thought much more about it until some, 30 odd years later, when I see his picture here in the obituary notices. I'm going to show you a picture of Professor Flynn, Judge Flynn. To me, he'll probably always be Professor Flynn. I thought he was a good-looking chap. Where are you, Professor? There he is. Look at that guy, huh? Look at that big old mustache. Well, I remember that big old mustache. I remember seeing Professor Flynn and thinking, that's a pretty big mustache. I think the mustache I saw was a little bit darker. Pretty sure it was, just like his hair, but who am I to talk? And so, having been taken back some 30-odd years to my first year of law school, I started reading through the obituary, and a couple things catch my notice. First, he just seems to be a delightful human being. And so this is really a big loss in so many ways. But being that this is Guitar Chat, and I'm kind of a musical lawyer type, I always read with curiosity if there's any mention of a part or a thread or an aspect of someone's life where they were a little bit musical. And sure enough, I'm reading through this. It says, Paul Flynn passed away at home in Santa Barbara, California, surrounded by family. Born in West Hartford, Connecticut, he was a proud alumnus of Loomis Chaffee College, Prep in Windsor, Connecticut, and then attended Georgetown University, where he sang bass a cappella with the Chimes and earned a Bachelor of Arts in U.S. History in 1961. There in the first paragraph, they felt compelled to let us know he sang bass a cappella with the Chimes while he was in college. I mean, that's awesome. There's the musical connection. The law, the law, and the music. I mean, the story of my life, let me tell you. One of these days, we'll need an extended guitar chat to delve into that. But the other cool thing I read in the obituary was he had a very distinguished career on the bench as a judge, and he finally left the criminal courts and moved into a civil courtroom. And it says because, let's see here. In 1989, he was appointed by Governor Duke Majan as a Superior Court judge in Los Angeles County, where he served on the bench for 20 years adjudicating criminal cases. Later, he moved to the Santa Monica court system, where he presided over civil matters because the 3 strikes law required him to impose sentences with long prison terms for offenses he did not believe were warranted. Thank you, Judge Flynn. Thank you, Professor Flynn. I think we need more of that these days. We could use some more of that philosophy and approach to life in so many ways these days. So a big shout out to Judge Flynn, Professor Flynn, his mustache, my first year of law school. And I wish he were here with me right now to sing a little a cappella bass. Sometimes I wonder, what does it really matter? Each day we try harder, every day gets better. And everything you read only brings you down. Some old jive turkey's gone and cut somebody down. Yeah, yeah. Yes, it is. Yes, it is. All right, well, that's going to do it for this episode of Guitar Chat. I hope to see you here next time.